Alright. I think we're ready to go. Hello, hello. Oh, there's the New Game Plus option. A new harder game with new secret items. I wonder what's actually in the New Game Plus then. Well, let's just get on with what I was doing. Wait, 23rd of Feb? The game didn't actually advance the 3 months that it said it was. Like, there was actually, like, a bit in the dialogue once you access the post-game DLC, which said, like, 3 months later. So, I should actually be on the 23rd of, like, May or something. Yeah, I'm not. How strange. Wanderer. ICT. Oh, these are the things that I found in the... Oh. I should put those jellies in storage. Wait. Are those supposed to be No, they're not supposed to be decoration spots. They look like they were, but they aren't. Not much to do, but just get on with it, I guess. So good to have a fucking mimic pet in this new place. Let's take a look. Wait. I thought I wasn't allowed to go into these ones anymore. Huh? This is the actual Wanderer dungeon, then. The real version of it. Oh. Handy. Oh, he picks up things for me. How cute. So literally everything from the previous dungeons appears in here. Okay. But now it makes sense why the Wanderer dungeon has the sort of music that it does. Now that the sci-fi aspect of the game has kind of made itself far more apparent. That green stuff doesn't appear to actually be getting picked up. Oof. Oh, it's a currency. Dimensional resistant material. Dimensional resistant mineral ore. Oh. What is that? That was a type of golem? I never saw that one in the golem dungeon before. These must be like secret enemies. I remember them mentioning something about this in the New Game Plus. Maybe they would appear in their actual dungeon types if I was in New Game Plus. Yeah, having a mimic pet, that's arguably the best one, I think, just because of inventory being the biggest pain in the butt in this game. A healing fountain, but there's no note in here. Of course there wouldn't be. There probably isn't even an old Pete thing in here either. Well, there shouldn't be. There's something akin to an old Pete room. What's this? Scavenging log 01. Something has gone wrong. I am at the meeting point, but no one is here to anchor me out of this place. According to protocol, I will wait. Someone will come for me. So... based on how many marks, or like, there's like markings all over the place. I'm assuming that the person, like... Wait, because that was probably one of the dimensional pirates, wasn't it? Based off of his appearance. And we know that they're made of the same goop. So... did he, like, die and just, like, decompose into his dimensional goop there? Well, not much left on this floor to explore, so I should get moving. Heal up. How much does it cost to... Wait, the emblem can't be used in here. You're not allowed to use the emblem inside of the Wanderer dungeon. You can only use the pendant. Oh, that's why you're not allowed to use the pendant. You're given escape chances as you, instead of bosses. Coins and dimensional garbage, dimensional fungus, toxic liquid and plastic cloth. There's a lot of different item types available. Let's just store everything for now. Bone fragment. I can take things out as I need to, if I need more storage, but yeah, having the Mimic around is really helpful. Oh boy. Yeah, the Mimic is so helpful. Hands down, best in slot. It seems like there aren't any anomalies like the glowy things in the Wanderer dungeon either. Oh, well, there's the healing fountain. Scavenging log 10. I gave them everything, gave them my life. All these years working on this machine to reap the spoils of others. And they just abandoned me. I am left to my own fate alone. Yeah, dimensional pirates probably aren't the best of, like, when it comes to camaraderie. I'm going to assume that the Wanderer does show up in this dungeon if you take too long, just like in the other ones. Ancient Sacred Volume. Seems like almost everything that this Mimic can store is yeah, considering the sheer variety of items that you can get in here, the Mimic seems like almost like a requirement, to be honest. Yeah, let's heal up. Whoa, what's this? Welcome, Will, adventurer. Bring me slime chunks. I give you potions, weapons, and shortcuts. Oh. Bring more. Need a portal? Needs cursed items? What about this? Bring more. This feels like it's got a much more of a, this definitely feels like it could potentially be a much more of an endless dungeon. Alright, let's get out of here. Wait, this isn't the exit. Boss. I fought this one before. Okay. Bone sword blueprint. You again. I don't have enough things to do it yet. Okay, but the blueprint will disappear from the dungeon if I don't use it, though. But I don't have enough of the slime, so I can't use it. I'm gonna exit because I think that I'm supposed to trying to figure out other stuff for now. Okay, this is significantly longer. Ah, the slime actually disappears. Oh, is that the dude I was supposed to... Where did this portal in front of the 5th dungeon come from? Well, my boy, how are you faring in this new dungeon? It appeared overnight. Reminds me of how the dungeons first appeared. Those dimensional watchers seemed awfully worried about it. Okay, so I need... Well, I actually have all of that in my thingy already. I just need to purchase 5 of the things from Lou Taylor. That would be a significant upgrade to my stats. Or 90. E? Hello, Neko? E? Oh, I'm gonna have some time, I think. I'm gonna have some of an interesting time figuring out how much all this stuff is worth. You just rolled for Zhongli and got Yang Fei. No 5-star yet, or did you, like, lose the pity? I will. That new portal is for all our new visitors. Will you be interested in new shop improvement? This one will allow customers to offer artifact trades, but it will also add new decorations. And even a strange gadget that helps cleaning up your shop. What do you say? 500,000? Yeah. You will love it for sure. Your last pay was Yao. And there it is. The best shop you can have in Rhinoka. Still not changing outside, you think? Dimensional technology has helped us change it inside but not outside. It's all about keeping the old Rhinoka style for the tourists. Okay. Oh, those are like the boutique ones now, okay. The sale box has been moved. Wait, what's this? A lockbox? For what? Oh, they've added more decoration spots. Oh, it's just a storage chest. They've upgraded them. What to do next, then? I don't really want to do that right now. I guess I'll put things in here for now. If they're unique too, so I know what I can do. This is the, like, the overflow chest, so this one is like... This can be Golem Dungeon. Actually, take this out. Wanderer Dungeon stuff in here. They moved the sale box again. But now I need to get my decorations sorted out. Tips, basically. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh no, I know what's going on. The tips don't include the cash register, that's why I'm getting a bit confused there. So actually I have a lot of extra decoration spots. I can put in... I know, I think I can get more decorations to decrease thief probability, so I can probably do that. I'm also going to need to sort out this. Organize the mimic. Only a 10% decrease. That doesn't really feel like it's worth it. I currently have like... I think I have about 140 wishes saved now for Eula. Because I did Spiral Abyss today and got a few extra wishes from that. Plus I hit like a threshold on the battle pass to get an extra wish, so yeah. I'm doing pretty well on that. Okay. Let's go get all the Wanderer specific stuff stored away. Gonna put the ring in here. Considering that the game seems to be pushing towards keeping hold of certain items, I think I better, like, well, I can keep I can sell these history books, though. So, that one, 40k, just put that for, like, 40k in here. This one, it's gonna be 36, because it's not gonna be a popular item. And same goes for this. And I believe this is going to be the exact same. Flux energy jottings. Might be able to get 40k out of this one. Right, and now let's actually get things organized away into like, from what dungeon is it from, sort of thing. So this one is Golem dungeon materials. So that, and that. This one is forest. This, and this. This one is desert. No. This one is desert materials. And this one down here is tech dungeon materials. I might not actually have the, like, send home chest anymore, so... Because I don't think I've saw it at all in the Wanderer dungeon, so it might be a case of that's no longer a thing. As expected, he does sell he doesn't sell anything from the Wanderer dungeon, though. He's only goes up to tech. Oh, there was still some stuff in the Mimic that I needed to put away, so I'll get that done too. What do I need? Actually, I can wishlist items, can't I? So... wishlist. Wait, owned 7. I don't actually need to take them out of the chest anymore. I can just store them away. Oh, hey. Right. Yes, that's Wanderer. Okay. Put that in there, put that in there. That also counts as Wanderer. So this is desert, that's desert, that's desert, and that's forest. Okay. I didn't mean to put that in there. Drop that in there. Drop that in there. Desert dungeon. This, and this. There we go. So I don't know what I need for that one yet. The best upgrade for me to go for first would be this one. Composite armor helmet 1. Should I actually check to see if I can get a weapon first, though? Let's see. Oh, I can. I probably should get the weapon first then, actually, shouldn't I? Wait, 498. $620, yeah. Yeah, I should get the weapon first. Wolfram Rock is so expensive. But, yeah, screw it, let's just get it. Wasteful merchant, what? Hold up. Buy more than 10 items on the retailer? So... Am I allowed to actually go into the other dungeons? Because I thought they said I wasn't allowed to. Yet the doorways are still open for them. Not allowed to go in there. Wait, wasn't I supposed to... Oh, I didn't upgrade my weapon. Shit. I got distracted and didn't upgrade the weapon. Whatever, I'll just do a regular run. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, wow. Heavy metal plates. That was probably what I needed for the armor. Seems that each floor doesn't affect what dialogue you get from that, so okay. You have to wait until it... That dropped a tech item, so that was like a secret enemy from the tech dungeon. No. Okay. Oh boy, ow. So this must be a secret, like, desert enemy. Yeah, it is. Heal up. Well, that looks like a secret, forest enemy. I don't want to continue for now. I'm gonna bail. Oh, so the portals aren't actually escapes. Yeah, they aren't. They aren't actually return points. They're just... Does that mean then that the pendant doesn't actually work in there? Hmm. No, that wasn't actually what I needed. Okay. Well, let's get on and do the weapon upgrade. Oh, I can upgrade it again really quickly if I can get more of those ingots. That would probably be better than trying to enchant it. Where's your little Ruba? Can't believe I give you a Roomba. A Roomba, whatever. Tech item. Tech item. That's probably why the sale... This is going to mean that the sale box is going to be something I want to use, actually. Because, these are definitely some items in here that are, like, lower value now. That aren't going to be worth putting on the shelves. You don't want to take up, valuable, like, shelf space with these sorts of things. Not gonna be able to, like, not sell stuff for much longer, though. Like, I will actually have to do some merchanting in the very near future. I don't think those new potions actually require, any resources, like slimes or anything. Does that mean that the slime isn't really going to be of any use to me anymore? The jelly? Oh, who's this dude? Uh-oh. My merchant doesn't have the rest of his body. Yes, she can enchant them. It takes a lot more of the things, but she can enchant them. In that case then, maybe using the resources that I have left to brew up potions of the lower tiers. Because I don't think slimes were appearing in that dungeon. I'll keep hold of them for now. But if they don't turn out to have much use anymore, I can always just sell them. Okay. Now that I have a stronger weapon, I should be able to clear things out. I believe someone said the dungeon will be shut down, no? No, he's just asking what the treaty is. Everyone's saying the same things. Alright. I gotta know. I have to know. Are we allowed into the old dungeons? It's not like the game saves. We are. We're allowed into the old ones. I'm just gonna bail. Is there no consequence for it either? They just let you go back into the old ones? No, they actually like said that you couldn't go back into them anymore, didn't they? That's weird. Weird that they'd let you keep going into them when the story said you're not. Not really like you need to go back into them because the Wanderer dungeon gives materials from everything else. Oh, that was the carbon fiber plate is what I needed for the body armor. So that currency is used with the slime merchant that's inside the dungeon. But this currency disappears once you leave. And you're not allowed to use portal inside of here. But you are allowed to use pendant. It's letting me use the pendant. Maybe the portals that they give me are just like, you know, just so that I can leave for free if I need to. Well, there's the healing room. But I really should probably consider starting to actually use the shop again. Because, I'm going through my money really quickly. Oh, slimes do appear in here. Hey hun, how are you doing? Did you sleep well? I'm in the DLC dungeon now. Lots of new stuff. And also enemies from all of the other ones appear in here. You just got out of the shower? Fair enough. I've already made myself a new sword and shield. It's a laser sword. And also there's a, like, a currency that appears in here, that, like, a green slime that you can only collect in here if you leave once you leave the Wanderer dungeon, that currency disappears. But there's a merchant inside of the dungeon that you can use it to trade with. And you can actually make shortcuts to certain floors, because this dungeon is actually quite long. It's not just 3 floors and then the boss. And also, the Mimic actually collects things for you as well. But the best thing is it's just a massive storage container. Massive inventory help sort of thing. Yeah, so I've swapped over to using the Mimic because it's just so useful in here. Simply because of how many item varieties you can get in here. It's so cute, yeah. And also, there's not every floor has a boss in the Wanderer dungeon. Like, I think it's every other floor. And the bosses that appear in here are the same ones that appeared in those smaller Wanderer dungeon floors that appear in the other dungeon types. I also found out that I'm actually allowed to go into the other dungeons still, even though the game said that they were closed. But there's also enemy types in here that appear to be from the previous dungeons, but I never saw them before. And when I went into the menu for New Game Plus, it seems to be that there's certain enemy types that only appear in New Game Plus, but they also will appear in the Wanderer dungeon on a regular New Game file. Wait, did that thing steal one of my items? It did, didn't it? It stole my potions. I don't have my potions anymore. Oh my god. I ought to be really careful around those things then. Holy shit. Whoa, my health. Now I'm the one being stolen from, yeah. This is probably going to say the same thing. Scavenging log 10. Yeah, I already read this. It looks like instead of Crazy Old Pete's campsites in the Wanderer dungeon, you're finding the campsite of one of the space pirates, or like the dimensional pirates that got stuck here in the Wanderer dungeon, because this is like a place that exists between their realms. Big lad. Once I get the new armor type, I might actually consider swapping to a different weapon. I might actually consider getting the big sword, because I won't have to worry about the movement speed penalty anymore, because the new armor doesn't have speed penalties. So I won't move like stupidly slow anymore. Okay, at least that healed me up a bit. Oh boy. That was close. Here's the slime merchant. Bring more. Need a portal. So basically it's either, I think this is like every other floor, and it's just before a boss that you get the slime merchant to appear. You can use slime chunks to buy potions, you can use cursed items to make a shortcut to the floor that the merchant is on. Or you can use blueprints that are found inside the dungeon to make an item. Oh, I've never seen this one before. Giant slime. Oh, this is pretty simple. Oh, it splits. I thought it was too easy. He's gonna split again. The boss from Link's Awakening. Wrath, generate a family amulet. This nice companion will shock everyone who tries to harm the carrier. It's not a blueprint though, unfortunately, and I was kind of hoping I would get one. So there's certain so just like how it's kind of like the Wanderer dungeons that we saw in the previous ones. Yeah, disappeared. Yeah, it's like the Wanderer dungeon that we saw when we were going through the base game was basically just a giant preview for this. Yeah, so it's not a blueprint. I don't think it's a good idea for me to... You get your water bottle filled, be right back. Okay. I don't think it's a good idea for me to continue past floor 2 for now, because of just how much damage I'm taking. I think I do need to get the armor upgrades first. So, I'm going to actually use some of the... Alright, you can't actually buy more than a certain amount. That makes sense, I suppose. Well, let's get out of here. So those portals are not, like, returns portals. Those are essentially the same as the ones at the end of a dungeon. Yeah, they just close out. Did I just, like, make the mistake of accidentally putting one of my potions in storage or something? Well, considering that slime is, I don't actually need it for any of the potions that I'm going to be using in the game from this point forward. It does seem like it's an indicator that I should be just using it to make the potions I'm not using anymore and just selling them. I need to get all the stuff out of the Mimic. Yo, Roomba. Right. Get all the stuff out. I'm definitely getting close to the point where I should definitely just be selling stuff. This chest is already getting quite close to full. Right. Let's make some armor. Oh, I still have a bunch of stuff I need to store away, actually. Let's do that first. Get this put away in the golem chest. It only seems to be materials that enemies drop that you can get from the previous dungeons in there. If it's something else, then it probably isn't available. Because the chests themselves contain the materials for the Wanderer dungeon specifically. Right. I need to get 3 of those, so yeah, I can't do anything with that right now. I could also get the boots. I just need to buy some of the cloths from the retailer. Get the helmet first, though. Future tech. You should be able to enhance it. Oh, I see. You can either, it's, the movement speed penalty isn't as high, though. So you can trade having less defense and having slightly more movement speed. Average, and it would be the same health, more defense, but I'm pretty used to having slow movement speed because of the fact that I've been wearing the steel armor this whole time. But the extra health bonus doesn't really seem worth it, at least not at this level. I would say probably give up the, but the extra, is the extra defense worth it? I don't think it's worth sacrificing the defense for, but I don't think it's worth me, sacrificing speed for the extra health that it would give. Yeah. I'm gonna go that way. A pretty significant chunk of extra health. Oh, what's she got? Right, let's get that steel helmet put away. Permanently retire the steel helmet. Should probably sell those now, like my old armor and stuff. They're not going to be needed anymore. It's like the new stuff is just so much better. And it seems that the game completely moved away from Elemental. Unless the Enchanter has anything for that. Okay, I think I should try and get more of those ingots and just upgrade it before I try enchanting. But yeah, I'm getting probably pretty close to the point where I should start actually selling stuff during the day. But in we go again. I think I'm fine with 3 hyper potions. I don't think I need to worry too much about that. But the fucking bonus from your bed means absolutely nothing once you get to this point, really. You know, the amount of extra health you get, the 3 blocks is the main thing. The little extra 250 hit points is just gone in an instant. If you're like me and get hit a lot. No, more of that glass. That's good. Excellent, more of those ingots. I needed those. Weapon upgrade, here I come again. Oh, there's nothing else. Oh, I just need to go through here. You ordered food as well? Fair enough. Well, there's the exit. And there was the log room. Very helpful. Where the fuck did it go? Skeleton lad. Nice. Yeah, the boss music in here is really good. Gas spear blueprint. Okay, right. Can I make this? $75. Alright. Yes. 50? Okay. Oh. They disappear. They're just for the dungeon, just like in the other thing. Fuck. Why was I dropping things upon getting hit? That was, that's a mechanic or a gimmick of that boss. If he hits you, you drop items. But you can pick them back up again. That really fucking sucks. I can't upgrade it again, unfortunately. Well, I'm gonna be leaving on this floor again because I don't want to continue to floor 3 until I've gotten more upgrades. But that sucks. Yet another upgrade. Now I need to get more of the— oh, actually, I have them in my inventory. What am I talking about? Mimic Glad has them. Ah, okay, that's what I need. Ooh. That's a big stat number with the Ragnarok sword. Swap over to using a big sword in the game? What does the bow need? 460. Yeah, bow is just so much weaker than everything else. It sucks. Not that I can make it yet anyway, I'm missing a material. All that's left of the old school armor is the chestplate, and once that's upgraded, yeah. Okay, let's see what enchantment does here. I thought boots only had 10 anyway. No, I have more defense with those boots on. I have higher defense with those boots. Oh, no, I don't. What? 44? Why has it gone even lower? Something to do with the enchantments calculations, I'm guessing. Like, the way it calculates those, bonuses, is it might be having a bit of an issue. But oh gosh, I have, like, spent a lot of money. Okay, no, not that one. This one. Alright, I actually want to look something up. Because now that with the stage of the game that I'm at now, none of the old equipment is of any use anymore. It literally isn't. So the best thing for me to do would just be to start selling it all off. But the game has really shit guidance for like armor and weapons on how you're supposed to price them. So I'm going to look up their price guidelines for that. Because I'm not going to be selling many of them at this stage in the game. It really is just to get rid of them. So, yeah. I'm going to look up a price guide. Moonlighter price list. Perfect prices. So, let's take fabric chestplate. Perfect price for those is 4,400 each. Their enchantment level doesn't affect their pricing, sadly. Wait, these are fabric. That's a fabric bandana too. Hold on. That's significantly higher. Fabric bandana 2 is 48.4. Okay, hold up. I remember now, I only enchanted the fabric bandana beyond that because I was using fabric until the middle of the forest dungeon and then I swapped. Right, let's get rid of something a bit more expensive. Let's get rid of the steel headband 4. This should be a very expensive item. So this is going to be hardened steel helmet 4. This is 211,200. And that's all I'm going to be selling of those sorts of items for now. Just a single article. Don't want to have too many things, because regular NPCs won't buy that sort of stuff. They only will buy... I think that's kind of awkward, that you have to leave the shop and come back in every single time you want to access something from the Mimic, because the Mimic doesn't come indoors. Oh god, okay, yeah, I really need to start selling things from this inventory. Alright. Now I need to figure out what the best pricing for everything would be. Let's just take one of everything for now. What the hell, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's check the price guide, see what we find. So, 238,2912, okay. That is a lot. What's the lower down here? 232. That is such a big price range for me to work with. What the fuck, game? Hello? Food's arriving soon? Okay. This is really difficult for me to figure out, to be honest. Like, what the hell? Alright, I should just try and figure it out. Let's see. These are all pretty, like, low on the list, so... But... Let's try, like, 2,500. Then... Gosh, what the hell? But that one's pretty high up. Merchanting is hard. I'm gonna try putting this at the same price I did for the ancient text. I don't even know. I'm just guessing at this point. Coins. 10k? Let's try 10k. Dimensionally resistant ore. Let's try 10k for that one too. I think that was, yeah, that was around the same place as coins. Yeah, let's try 10k. Fossil bone. This one is right below ore. Let's try 10k for that one too. Plastic cloth. That one, I'm trying 4,000 and that one's below, so 4,000 for this. Toxic liquid, let's try... That one was like on the very bottom. Let's try 2,500. Dimensional fungus. Well, that one is above this, and I'm trying... and below coins. Let's try 10k. You brought your food to your room? Oh, what did you get? Well, everything's stocked. Let's try it. Oh, maybe I should put something in the sale box, because I've been getting a lot of things from the other dungeon types. Flouter? I forgot what those were. Hold on. Oh yeah, those. In English, they'd be flutes. That definitely looks like something I probably want to try. Right. The golem dungeon stuff is so low value. Bleh. Yeah, let's take some stuff out from here. Dump this in the sale box. I could probably use the sale box to figure out what the value of an item is, couldn't I? If I put something in the sale box, because the sale box doesn't let you dictate the price, it just sells for half of what the base price is. So, if I put a singular item in the sale box, and then at the end of the day, the game will tell me how much it made from that singular item in the sale box, and then I can just double that figure, and that's the base price. If I'm struggling, I guess I could do that. it's a slow process because it can only decipher one item a day in that fashion, but for some of these items that might be worth doing. Let's do a couple of things from... Yeah, oh, actually I need to keep hold of those. Wait, that's a tech dungeon item. Why is it in the... I must have put it in there by accident. Might as well put it in there too. Right, let's open the shop. Already a thief? 2 of them? What? No, I got that. Well, of course I got those right, because I was actually looking those up. Shock absorb material. Oh! Yes, actually, trade. Okay, 10k is too low for those. Theft, yeah. 19k was okay for that. Was too low. Nice. That helped a lot. Okay, now I need to Oh, that was one of the things that was being stolen, so I don't know what the pricing is on that yet. Let's bump this up by 1,000 then. Now that I have some decent guidelines, I can figure out things a bit more easily. So 4,000 was accepted for that. Let's try 8,000 for this, because it's kind of in between. Oh, of course a rich dude got it. Not right now, my dude, sorry. Right, now I actually need to start selling things. 11k was fine. Let's try 12. A request. No. 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 What was this? 19k was actually accepted for that. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. I really don't need to be figuring out exact prices anymore. I'm at the stage of the game where that really doesn't matter. Once I find a price they're happy with, I'm just gonna stick with that. Well, they accepted 12k for coins, so they'll probably accept 12k for that. Same for this. Monster Skull was accepted at that price, that's fine. They'll probably accept 12k for that too. 4k was accepted for that. Probably would be 4k for that too. Now, 19k was accepted for that, so that's fine, just leave it there. And coins. 12k was accepted. Let's try bumping it up to... I know I said I wasn't going to bother, but why not? Dimensional suit fabric. I thought I owned more than that. What did he just... What did he just try to steal? Okay. I know these are going to sell for about the same price as what I sold the hat for, so... That was... 211200. 211200. That was a very important day for making financial recovery. Yeah, I really only had one of them. Okay. So there are trades and stuff that are going to happen or be offered to me that is important then that I keep hold of some of these materials. Alright, good to know. And I don't need to have them in my inventory anymore, actually. Which is good. Do I... Or do I do this? I kind of want to make the big sword, but... I need more of those things. Yeah, I want to move over to using a big sword, I think. That should be fun. I need to get more of those, carbon fiber plates, though. Right, well, into the dungeon I go. Oops, I didn't get everything out of the mimic. Oh well. Yep. Well, I got all the things I need for the big sword. Nice. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, I should have just taken the thing out of the mimic. Oh well. The food can can get soggy. It's delivered and packaged in a DIY form. Oh, I see. Ow. Oh, I needed that. Oof. Alright, well that's the way out. yes, the lazy method. Oh, it's Slime Lad again. Oh, okay, that's good. Once you've used the blueprint already, all you need to do once you get to the shop is give them more stuff and... Oh, okay. Now that's better. That's more... That's a, you know... But, of course, just like the other ones, disappears upon leaving the dungeon. Well, I have some extra slime. Maybe I should just make some potions. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna get out again. Gonna bail. Yeah. Oh wow, I can already take it to that stage. That's pricey, but I think it would be worth it. Yeah, that's just like a massive boost to my damage right there. I'm gonna keep the Ether Sabled for now, just in case I don't like using this. Wait. There's money in the tree. There was money in the tree. I've just discovered that there was money in the tree. Accidentally. Right, it's time to start selling more stuff. I need to get the rest of the things out from the Mimic. Holy shit, that is a massive amount of extra attack. Oh, you can only do them once. Unlike the weapons from the base game, you can only enchant the DLC weapons once. That explains the reason why the attack boost was so big. It's basically all three of the enchantments combined into one level. Okay, what next? Oh yeah, I needed to check what the, I need more of the junk, and I need more of the carbon fibers, okay. I've ran out of junk. The downside to the Mimic is that it does make inventory management take longer. So I'm essentially having to deal with like 2 chests worth of inventory in one now. That's not too big of a problem, like, but still. Okay, let's sell this too, right? I don't know what that's worth. Alright, I need to check that on the board. My price list. this is... What was that called? It's like called the Night Sword or Night Short Sword. Where are you? I think it's this much. 5, 6, 3, 2. Realistically, then I should put this in the storage thing. In, like, one of these. Just in case it gets fucking stolen. Need to figure out the sell price for these. So this is... Training Big Sword. This is 1,100. And same for this. And then Rough Gloves is 4,400. Food has been consumed. Was it good? Very good. Excellent. Oh yes, I still have stuff in the Mimic. Let's get all that out. What was this again? 2,500? Yeah, I'm just gonna sell that. That means this one's also going to be like 500,000. It's gonna be a big, nice payout. Actually, I might as well just put it on the display now. It's not much point in keeping hold of these old weapons. Gonna try that. And then 4,000 was the right price for those, so I'm not gonna bother going any further with those. Alright, let's just open up. Make some money. I don't have enough things to trade in for that one yet. Oh well. So it seems there's some items that I have to do trade-ins with. So I should keep hold of all the old materials. Nice. The big ones have sold. Poison-treated glass needs... Oh, I am going to need to keep hold of certain things. Okay, no. No, let me... Ah, for fuck's sake, let me... I'm trying to attend to the person. Thank you. Alright, so this one, they turn their nose up to it, so it's probably 8,000 rather than this. They accepted 8,500, but it was high demand for some reason. Oh, because it was in the thingy. Demand gets put up by 1 when you put things in the storage cabinet. And like the special one, that is. No. No. A trade. I don't have the materials, so no. 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 Oh, sometimes the thieves actually steal money from the cash register. $3.7 million. The vast majority of that was from those two weapons. They actually make the big bucks, actually. But look, little Roomba. You get a little Roomba now with this shop upgrade. Practically famous, yet you're fucking stealing money from my cash register, you little shit. Alright, so I need more of that junk, need some of that stuff. Oh, the upgrade isn't actually that... Oh. But yeah, I need more of the trash item before I can start getting those, but... So getting to that tier can be obtained solely from things that you find inside the dungeon. It's just, I think once you get to that tier, that is when you need to start getting things that are actually from the trades. Yeah, like, I'm sure I saw that item that's on the top there as one of the things that I was being told I needed a trade for. Well then, back into the dungeon we go. And this time I'm going to use a big-ass sword. Okay, that was good. Dancer is now 520. Oh, nice. Congrats. Yeah, hitting this bit, the big sword is actually really good. But then again, this is like doing far more damage than anything else that I've had so far. So I am probably having my perspective a little bit warped. Because it's just like, yeah, massively hard hitting. Did I just get a gas suit egg? You can get those guys as a pet. Let's just keep going. Wow, the range on that is fucking huge. Okay, yeah, I think picking the big sword was probably the best decision I've made so far. Wait, Spike, you can get a mini version of that dude too. What? Shit, I didn't mean to do that. Hyper potions are expensive, yo. I could upgrade this. Hold on. Because he only allows you to make a small amount of potions each time you come in, it's still worth doing just for the sake that I can sell them. Yeah, I'm gonna get out now. I'm only going as far as the second floor until I've gotten at least all of the required until I've got like the first set of armor for everything. My damage-wise, I think I'm probably fine to go further in. It's just, yeah, I want to have more health. No, I don't want to sell these. Oh, that's annoying. Why is that still there? Visual glitch. Oh dear. Yeah. having the mimic, I think, kind of trivializes the Wanderer dungeon a little bit in terms of the inventory management challenge. I think it's supposed to be a little bit more difficult to manage the inventory in there. But yeah, this kind of makes it kind of easy. Right, I really don't need to have this many of these things. Stop opening that one, god damn it. Yeah, I should start making, like, the different types of potions using all of this jelly that I have. It's quite... I don't think there's gonna be any other purpose for it at this stage. The broom spear. The OG weapon, the broom spear. Wait, doesn't having the broom spear equipped increase your speed if you enchant it? Yeah, it does. Why not? It's so cheap at this stage in the game. What do you mean? You're one of the ICT guys. You know this already. Literally your frickin' job. Well, let's keep going. Back in to the Wanderer again. So it seems like for the first boss of the Wanderer dungeon, you either get the skeleton dude or you get the giant slime. I don't think you get any other ones for that stage. It's like sometimes the mimic will try to go for an item that's falling in a hole, and if it does, it'll fall through too. It's kind of a nice, cute little detail. Oh wow, this is stuff that I've not seen before. Jewels. Golem statue. Desert lava idol. Forestwood figure. So these are like the extremely rare items then. Wait, they're at the same sort of level as the other things. Oh wow. Okay, that's high. So that is Desert Lava Tool. Oh, all of the weapons count in this category, I see. Wait, what? Those are not, but those ones disappear upon leaving the dungeon, so how can any of these have values to them? Oh, they're in that's, yeah, the not for sale category. So everything above that. So this is like really valuable stuff then. Very high tier pricing. So actually selling the weapons and stuff might actually be a really good idea in terms of like monetary value, possibly. Ugh. Alright, well that's the exit. Potion! Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I saw you coming from a mile away. He had some junk in him, though. Dimensional garbage. It's just a bunch of trash. With the amount of damage I'm doing, actually I might consider going to the 3rd floor. I'll see how my inventory in the Mimic chest is handling by the time I get to the end of this one. Wow. Okay. Oh, that was a big potion. Okay. Oh, I can store that. I still have some bonus health left. Oh, that should be all I needed for the... Oh, actually, I need dimensional garbage still. But yes, that's the carbon fibers dealt with. Post-game? Yeah, this is the DLC post-game Wanderer Dungeon. So it's like an extra story bit that was added in. There we go. That'll get me the... That dimensional garbage will get me the upgrade that I need. Let's grab this too. Seriously, the Mimic chest really is OP. It doesn't like do much damage or anything, but the fact that it is like a portable chest in the dungeons that travels with you is really big for a game like this. So I can show you on the map actually. Look at how many floors there are to this thing. And the difficulty scaling in here is actually nuts. Like the amount of damage enemies do to you even after the second floor goes up astronomically. So, and also that shop that I was in just now, one of the things that shop does is it lets you create shortcuts. There is, like, it's fully intentional that you're supposed to use the shortcut system. So, like, you see like that? So, shortcut to floor 2. I'm like, no. Not right now. And, you can trade potions with them, you can trade... They use a currency that disappears once you leave the dungeon, though, so it's like, yeah. You use it or lose it, basically. Mechanic Big Sword Blueprint. Okay, I need to try and collect this. I'm gonna go in here. Yes, I can unlock this blueprint, right. Yes. Mechanic Big Sword 2. Thing is that these weapons that you make with the slime merchant disappear once you leave the dungeon, so it's kind of it's not ideal, but that's kind of like how the trade-off is, I suppose. What else do I need to can I store in here? Let's put this and this in there. Oh, I already had one in there. I didn't notice. Let's sort the mimic chest out a little bit. There, sort by culture. That should help. Help me see what things the mimic already has and what they don't. Doesn't appear to be anything else that the mimic has, so I won't put anything else in there for now. But yeah, let's go to the next floor. Let's see what let's see how much the difficulty spike is on floor 3. Ah, the music changes once every 2 floors. Was definitely worth coming down to the next floor. That was good. Inventory is now getting a bit on the full side, unfortunately. Oof. That hurt. Oh, a new thingy. Scavenging log 13. Circumstances are looking dire, not good at all. I cannot wait on this position any longer. Today I find my way back. Our original bodies were made for swimming through the dimensional fluid after all. Ow! Fucking thing threw a rock at me. I feel so bad for the mimic. Whenever I see it jump into a hole after an item, it's so funny. Oh! So you can get the slime merchant to show up on other floors too. Oh. I might as well do that. I'm going to leave anyway. What tier of potion did he get? 5. Tier potion 5. Oh no, he made 6 for me, not 5. The 5 was the ones I already had. So he made tier potion 6. Wow, okay. Well, I'm gonna leave. Let's get out of here. 76 enemies, wow. That's a lot. I should probably open the shop today. Oh wait, it's nighttime. No shop opening at the moment. I'm gonna put these up for sale, I don't need them right now. I know the prices for the potions. I saw them earlier because they were on the old list. But I didn't check the things in the Wanderer, because they were in the Merchant tab, not in the Wanderer one, so I ended up seeing them, but oh well. Potion selling isn't something I tend to do very often anyway. Oh geez, that chest is full already. And I haven't even finished sorting through the mimic yet. Okay, Well, those are gonna have to go somewhere else, because I just literally do not have any room for them in the bottom chest anymore. So I guess they'll go in here. And then... No, that isn't a... This is Golem Dungeon. Welding Rods is Tech Dungeon. Why did I put it in here? Never mind. Right, back to the Mimic to get more, like, organization done. Gosh, I really am gonna need to... The shop became... Yeah, after you've done your first visit to the DLC dungeon, it gives you the option to upgrade it again. And yeah, this is what the upgrade does. It makes it like... gives it high-tech stuff. Because basically... Were you here when I finished the game? Did you see the, what happened at the end? Or... You didn't see the ending. Do you care if I tell you? You may or may not play the game. You can spoil the ending for you. You don't think you'd mind. Okay, so... The reality of the dungeons and what was behind the fifth door is that Rhinoka has built itself around like this technology that was created by literally a race of interdimensional pirates. The dungeons are portals into other dimensions, hence why they are so culturally different from each other. The pirates literally use those portals to steal stuff from those dimensions. Thus, by extension, everyone in Rhinoka who was also going into the dungeons was stealing from other dimensions. The fifth door was an emergency stasis room because, like, the interdimensional police... This sounds like Rick and Morty sort of stuff, doesn't it? The interdimensional police, called the Watchers, were in hot pursuit of these dimensional pirates. So they locked themselves away inside of the fifth door. They only planned to be locked away for about 2 months, according to their timescale. But they were not. They were locked in there for a lot longer. Apparently one of them stayed on the outside, and hid the keys to the stasis room, the keys that you as Will are going after, in the 4 dungeons. That person that they left behind was the orange dude that Crazy Old Pete found, confronted, and killed. And because of that, that's how you find out that you're supposed to get those keys. But the reason why the orange person, or the orange dude that was left outside, wasn't able to release them sooner, or when he was supposed to, was a combination of things. Apparently, it was him. The Watchers were still on the lookout for them, but also the Guardians of each of those dimensions took the keys, and he couldn't get them back from them. So when you go in, you find that all of the pirates have mutinied and killed each other, except for the captain. You fight and kill the captain, and that releases like a signal and allows the Watchers to come. The Watchers then close the dungeons down and basically tells the village that they've been stealing from other people for all this time. But it says because Will helped them capture defeated the captain for them, that they'll let it slide. Oh god, I need to get 5 of those things. And I can't get them from Luritalia right now because it's closed. Alright, so I actually should just do another run. Oh, actually, no, what I could do... So yeah, that's what... so basically it goes into like this super sci-fi sort of thing. And that's why there's all this sci-fi stuff now in Rhinoka, because the Watchers say that you can become part of like this interdimensional trade agreement or something. But then the DLC picks up with you finding the 5th dungeon, like, appearing in the middle of the other ones. And they were like, okay, this is a problem, we need you to go in and like, find out what's happening. And that's how the DLC starts off. And you get access to a bunch of new stuff. So, yeah, there you go. Oh yes, I was going to make potions. The reason I'm doing this is because slimes aren't used to make the potions from anything else. So I can literally just sell these potions in the shop. Thanks for catching you. Yeah. It's, complicated. So, I'm just gonna double check these a sec. So these are HP Potion 4s. Their perfect price is 8,800. And HP Potion 3s... 3,300. Basically, I'm going to be selling a bunch of potions. Just all of the ones that I had from the... You see, I will just got rid of all of the jelly that I'd had stacked up, so I'm just going to be getting rid of the potions that I've made from it, slowly but surely. Because there's no point in keeping the jelly anymore. I think there's nothing that uses them other than the potions. I also don't really see any need to go into the previous dungeons to pick up materials anymore. If I need something, I can buy it from Libertalia. It's more cost effective to just... or time effective, rather, to just get stuff from the new dungeon and sell it. The hyper potions are really expensive, but they are literally just the amount of they heal you for is just, yeah. It's for the best. Right. Onward. Boom. Give me those bones. Alright, little mimic. You can have all of those worthless items, if you really want to. You can have a snack. Yeah, I'm very glad that I got the Mimic pet before accessing the DLC. I would have frickin' hated it without the Mimic pet. The Mimic essentially triples your inventory space. Yeah, pretty much. Like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Not so much triple, but it's a significant amount more. Yeah, it's huge. It's important. Considering that drops from pretty much every one of the previous dungeons can be found in here, except for things exclusive to chests. It's pretty vital. Like even slimes from previous dungeons can be found in here. Okay, well I guess if you want those, you can have them. So far, I haven't actually, like, encountered a Wanderer timer. Like, I haven't actually been in a floor long enough for that to trigger. Assuming that even triggers at all. Hmm. Yeah. Charge attack amulet. What? Increases the charged attack's damage the more they are charged. Oh. Ooh. Hmm. And I get to keep that. That's a permanent item. Very nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give my I'm gonna give my speed a break there. Let's get out of here. I should have I should have bought some potions with the slime before I left. Because I could have sold them. Because they're a lot cheaper to buy with the slime in here. Oh well. I'll have to remember that next time. First things first. Oof, pricey. Oh well. The banker is annoying, to be honest. You have to talk to him on a specific day. And it's like, yeah, I just can't be bothered with him. Boom. Oh, that was such a costly thing to do. Oof. Will's looking very, future tech now, except for his bag. I need to go and enchant this stuff now. Some bags even always stay inside. Oops. The chestplate is the only one that has a trade-off that's more than just, I see. I think going for the middle ground for all of them is fine. It is actually starting to become a bit more significant, though. Actually, no, not really. Yeah, I'll just do that. I should definitely be selling stuff today, though. I have got my inventories are starting to get kind of clogged. Sorry, inventory management is like focus moment time. What am I doing? Take those back. What do I need to upgrade the chestplate again? I need... Oh, I can upgrade the boots again. I was just didn't have all of my items from Mimic yet, that's why. That means I should upgrade those. Think I'm going to need to upgrade them, the other things yet. Right. Magical sci-fi is nice, actually. Yeah, I like it too. Dimensional fungus. I should put this away because I want to keep hold of that. I still don't have a bow upgrade yet. So that's still a fucking like bitch tier bow from base game. they ask for items from the other dungeons. Jeez, this is a long queue. No. No. Yes. It's no fun if you don't try. I don't want to haggle, you know? I might end up wanting to move away then from using hagglers. Because this is the hagglers thing that was being mentioned in the thing. Hagglers offer better rates with certain furniture. If they're the major barrier to progression now because of I don't need as much money, maybe I should start swapping over some of my furnishings to reflect that. No. No. Oh, the shop's empty. So yeah, after the next, actually I should probably stop playing here. It's already past 11. Yeah, it's pretty late. That's weird. The game doesn't count the ones that come in and steal money from the till as thieves. Maybe it's because that's a mechanic that was added in the DLC and the original game doesn't account for those. Because you saw that bear, he stole money from the till. I'm gonna put ICT items in here. Actually, it's time for me to call it a day, so... The game saves after the shop day, I think, so it's fine. Right. Thank you everyone for watching today. It's been interesting seeing what the new stuff is like. I will see you all again on Tuesday for Final Fantasy 14 stuff, you know? Have a good evening everyone. Take care. Bye bye.